Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you how to build off of this concept map that I started, and throughout the unit we're going to continue to build off of, and it'll be due the day of the last test. So there might be some other concepts that you're going to add, some main concepts, like maybe technology off of this, but we're going to keep branching off. So I'm just going to kind of show you how I'm going to do it in this. It's in a Google Drive. If and I experimented with some other ones like MindMup and MindMeister, and it was just easier to kind of share this with you. So if you would prefer to do it in a different way, or if you'd prefer to do it on, if you have paper at home and you have colored pencils at home, you could do it there too. But the main thing is you're able to share it with me either by handing it to me or by sharing it into your Google Drive. All right, just make sure it's titled Civil War Concept Map, no matter what you put into your Google Drive. And so that's the main thing right there. And so I'm just going to show you how to do it on here for people that don't want to mess around with a different method of doing it. But so basically, you go up here and you're going to insert a shape. And I really don't care what shapes you use, but I am just going to use kind of the oval right here. And I'm going to start by branching off Confederate victories. All right. So I'm going to branch off, and then I've got my bubble, and I'm going to kind of double click in it. And it starts it off at 14 points. We're mainly going to want to use probably about 30 so we can see it because I've expanded this quite a bit. And I'm just going to go with Fort Sumter. All right. And I'm going to kind of get it a little bit closer. And now one thing I like to do if I know I'm going to branch off some more stuff, I might make this a little bit smaller. Now I'm just going to copy it. So now I know I'm going to branch off of Fort Sumter over here. And I'm looking to provide like the who, the what, the when, the where. We already know it's a Confederate victory. All right, but I'm just going to kind of get it down here, and I might put first conflict 1861. So now I kind of got a little bit of the what, and I kind of got the when of when it occurs. All right, and then I might branch off. Remember, I copied this one already, so I'm just going to paste it. And yeah, Fort Sumter always going to pop up in there, but at least I know it's at 30, so I don't have to go up and fix that every time. So now I'm going to go, kind of got the who, well, the Confederates win. We've got the where, or we don't have the where, right? South Carolina. So we've got the who, we've got the where, we've got the what, we've got the when. And that would probably be okay for Fort Sumter. Now I'm going to change the colors to red to match that, so I know what category I'm in. How do I know it? I'm just going to connect it, and the other forms might be easier to connect, but one thing, if you just start with that line, so I'm just going to draw that line over. It stays a line until you click off of it. So now I could go back and click on my arrow, and I've got that. So some of you haven't learned about the rest other battles yet. Some of you have. You know, I could go down and do some of my strengths down here for the Confederacy, and back to, well, I can just paste my bubble again. Yeah, it says Fort Sumter, but I drag her down here, and maybe I'll do goals. What was their goal for the war? Is to maintain their lifestyle. All right, if they lose, then it's over. So I might go maintain their lifestyle. I'm gonna paste again here, because you can always copy a different one too. I could copy and paste that one too. Maybe I'll go keep slavery, be left alone. Make it a little bit bigger. Right, and if you would ever run into some issues where, you know, maybe you need to curve it a little bit, all right, to draw this line. I think it kind of, then you can draw kind of, you got your curve if you needed it. So I'll do something like that. And oops, forgot to go click on this. So I kind of got my line drawn through there. That works too. Something like that's always good. Just change the color here. Make sure we know what category it's in. I used gray for Confederacy because they wore gray. All right. So I think that kind of gives you an idea of how to make this, and just think the who, the what, the when, the where. For people, you know, maybe Union, Abe Lincoln so far, President, wanted to preserve the Union, something like that. You could type in there, and we're just going to keep building off of it. If we do need to make this thing bigger, we'll go to Page, Setup. I've got it 58.6. You wouldn't want to print this off, okay? Don't print this stuff off. You're gonna, it's already in your shared folder if you go there. So you're not printing it off. I'm just gonna go. I can make it 70 by, I don't know, 40. And now it's starting to get a little bit harder to see, and it kind of changed my bubbles around a little bit. But I can always fix those, and I can always make them a little bit smaller here, because it made my bubbles bigger too, is what it did. And I wouldn't suggest making this thing real big yet. We probably don't need to. But then if you just want to change the size, let's go down here and I can kind of drag it out. I've got my nice big sheet of paper. And so I can answer any questions like that and everything. And so I think we'll probably be okay maybe with something that was like this size. Okay, so that's where we're at. That's what we're going to be working on here. Off and on a little bit. We'll keep adding to this as kind of a review. Like I said, if there's a different concept map maker that you want to use, you can do that. Just be sure you're able to, at least download it at the end as a PDF, or you're able to save it. The nice thing I like about this is as long as you have internet connection, it's saving automatically. Where sometimes with MindMap or MindMeister, you have to go up to File, Save, or because we get used to it, especially on our Chromebooks working with documents. We don't save, we close it, we open it up, it's there the next time. You do that on one of these other systems, you may close it and it's not there. But feel free to use whatever you want. I just had trouble with MindMap where I was trying to kind of create it like I used to, and then it wanted me to be a gold member, to share things the way I used to, and I just didn't plan on having a long time to work on it like that and figure it out. So maybe in the future I'll go back to that. But I just want, Group A is going to be working on this tomorrow. Group B is going to work on it next week. And so we'll just keep adding on to it. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's it for the Civil War concept map.